The Statue of Liberty, located on Liberty Island in New York Harbor, is one of the most recognizable symbols of the United States. The 305-foot-tall copper statue was a gift from the people of France and was dedicated in 1886. Visitors can take a ferry to the island to get up close to the statue and enjoy views of Manhattan. It is one of the most iconic symbols of America. The statue, which was a gift from France, stands on Liberty Island in New York Harbor. The Statue of Liberty is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is one of the most popular tourist destinations in New York City. The statue is also a national monument. The Statue of Liberty is one of the most recognizable symbols of freedom in the world. The 151-foot-tall monument was a gift from the people of France to the United States and was dedicated in 1886. The statue, which is located on Liberty Island in New York Harbor, has become an iconic symbol of hope and opportunity for immigrants coming to America. It is one of the most recognizable symbols of freedom in the world. The statue, which is located on Liberty Island in New York Harbor, was a gift from the people of France to the United States. The statue was designed by French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi and built by Gustave Eiffel. Liberty Enlightening the World, as the statue is formally known, was dedicated on October 28, 1886. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, located in New York City, is one of the largest and most visited museums in the world. With a collection that spans over 5,000 years of art from every corner of the globe, there is something for everyone at the Met. The museum is also home to a variety of educational programs, performances, and exhibitions that make it a truly unique experience. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, located in New York City, is one of the largest and most visited art museums in the world. Founded in 1870, it houses a collection of over 2 million works of art, spanning 5,000 years of human history. The museum's permanent collection includes works from ancient Egypt and Greece, as well as from European masters such as Rembrandt and Vincent van Gogh. The museum is one of the world's largest and most important art museums. It is located in New York City and has a collection of more than 2 million works of art. The museum was founded in 1870 and opened to the public in 1872. It is a major tourist attraction and receives more than 5 million visitors each year. The Metropolitan Museum of Art is one of the world's largest and most important art museums. It has a collection of more than 2 million works of art, ranging from ancient Egyptian art to modern art. The museum is located in New York City, and it is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the city. The Met has a long history. It was founded in 1870, and it has been housed in its current building since 1902. Rockefeller Center is a large complex in Midtown Manhattan that contains 19 commercial buildings. The complex was built by the Rockefeller family and is now a National Historic Landmark. The center is home to many popular attractions, including the Radio City Music Hall and the NBC Studios. It is a large complex consisting of 19 commercial buildings in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. It was developed by the Rockefeller family and is now owned by a group of Japanese companies. The center covers 22 acres and includes some of the most famous landmarks in New York City, such as Radio City Music Hall and the NBC Studios. It is a complex of commercial buildings located in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. The 14-acre site was first developed by the Rockefeller family in the early 20th century. It is now owned by a group of investors led by J.P. Morgan Chase. The center consists of 19 high-rise commercial buildings, 2 theaters, an ice rink, and a shopping mall. Rockefeller Center is a historic landmark in the heart of Midtown Manhattan. The 22-acre complex is home to some of the city's most popular tourist attractions, including the Top of the Rock Observation Deck and Radio City Music Hall. Rockefeller Center also houses a variety of shops, restaurants, and businesses, making it one of the most vibrant and bustling areas in New York City. In the heart of New York City lies one of the most famous parks in the world, Central Park. With over 843 acres of land, Central Park is nearly 50% bigger than Monaco. The park receives over 25 million visitors each year, making it the most visited urban park in the United States. Visitors can enjoy a variety of activities in the park, such as horseback riding, ice skating, and bird watching. Spring is finally here, and what better way to enjoy the warmer weather than by spending a day in Central Park? Central Park is one of the most popular tourist destinations in New York City, and for good reason. The park is huge, spanning 843 acres, and is home to many different attractions, including the Central Park Zoo, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and Belvedere Castle. Central Park is one of the most popular tourist destinations in New York City. The park, which is more than 800 acres, is host to numerous events and activities year-round. Central Park is also a great place to take a break from the hustle and bustle of the city. Whether you're looking to take a stroll, go for a run, or simply relax, Central Park is the perfect place to do it. In the heart of New York City sits one of the most famous parks in the world, Central Park. Spanning 843 acres, the park is a welcome oasis for city dwellers and tourists alike. With its myriad of activities and amenities, it's no wonder that Central Park is one of the most visited parks in the United States. Grand Central Terminal is a beautiful, historic landmark in New York City. It's one of the most popular tourist destinations in the city, and it's also a major transportation hub. The terminal has been featured in countless movies and TV shows, and it's definitely worth a visit if you're ever in New York. Terminal is a historic train station in New York City that opened in 1871. The terminal is the largest train station in the world by platform capacity and area. It is also one of the most visited tourist attractions in New York City, with over 21 million visitors annually. The terminal has been featured in numerous films and television shows over the years, and is one of the most iconic landmarks in New York City. Grand Central Terminal, located in Midtown Manhattan, is one of the most iconic landmarks in New York City. The terminal, which opened in 1913, is a Beaux-Arts-style building that has been used in countless films and television shows. Today, the terminal is used by over 750,000 people each day and is a popular tourist destination. A helicopter tour is the perfect way to see a city from a bird's-eye view. You can see all the sights and landmarks in a short amount of time without having to worry about traffic or crowds. Helicopter tours are also great for getting a unique perspective on a city. You can see how the city is laid out and get a better understanding of its layout. A helicopter tour is the perfect way to see a city from a bird's-eye view. You can learn about the history and culture of a city while getting an aerial view of its landmarks. Helicopter tours are also great for sightseeing and taking photos. In Hawaii, helicopter tours are a popular tourist activity. The islands of Hawaii are home to some of the most beautiful scenery in the world, and there is no better way to see it than from the air. Helicopter tours give visitors a bird's-eye view of the volcanic landscape, the lush rainforests, and the stunning beaches. They are also a great way to get around the island without having to drive. Looking to get a bird's-eye view of your favorite city? A helicopter tour is the perfect way to do so. Helicopter tours offer breathtaking views and an unforgettable experience. Whether you are looking to see your city in a new light or simply want to treat yourself to a unique experience, a helicopter tour is the perfect choice for you. In the heart of New York City sits one of its most iconic landmarks, Rockefeller Center. And atop Rockefeller Center is the famous Top of the Rock observation deck. From this vantage point, visitors can see some of the most famous sights in NYC, including the Empire State Building, Central Park, and Times Square. On a clear day, visitors can even see as far as New Jersey and Connecticut. Observation Deck is one of the most popular tourist attractions in New York City. Located on the top of Rockefeller Center, the deck offers stunning views of the city skyline. Visitors can see famous landmarks such as the Empire State Building, Central Park, and the Statue of Liberty. The deck is open year-round, and there is also a restaurant and bar located on the top floor. The Rock Observation Deck is one of the most popular tourist attractions in New York City. Situated on the top of Rockefeller Center, the deck offers breathtaking views of the city skyline. Visitors can see some of the most famous landmarks in the city, including the Empire State Building, Central Park, and Times Square. The deck is also a great place to watch the city lights come alive at night. The top of the Rock Observation Deck is one of the most popular tourist attractions in New York City. Situated on the top of Rockefeller Center, the deck offers stunning views of the city skyline. Visitors can see landmarks such as the Empire State Building, Chrysler Building, and Central Park from above. The observation deck is a great place to take photos and enjoy the incredible views of New York City. The Brooklyn Bridge is one of the oldest suspension bridges in the United States. Completed in 1883, it spans 1,595.5 feet, 486.3 meters, and was the first steel wire suspension bridge. The Brooklyn Bridge has a roadway for motor vehicles and pedestrians and a separate walkway for pedestrians. It is one of the most popular tourist destinations in New York City and is also a National Historic Landmark. It is one of the oldest suspension bridges in the United States. It was the first steel wire suspension bridge and has a main span of 1,595.5 feet, 486.3 meters. The bridge was designed by John Augustus Roebling and completed in 1883. It has been designated a National Historic Landmark by the National Park Service and a New York City Landmark by the Landmarks Preservation Commission. The Brooklyn Bridge, one of the oldest suspension bridges in the United States, spans 5,989 feet and connects the boroughs of Manhattan and Brooklyn. Construction on the bridge began in 1869, and it was opened to traffic on May 24, 1883. The Brooklyn Bridge was the first steel wire suspension bridge ever built, and it was also the longest suspension bridge in the world at the time of its opening. An escape room is a physical adventure game in which players solve puzzles to progress through the game and ultimately escape the room. They are often themed, and can be based on anything from a prison cell to a haunted house. It is becoming increasingly popular, as they provide a unique and challenging experience for groups of friends, family, or coworkers. An escape room, also known as an escape game, is a physical adventure game in which players solve a series of puzzles using clues, tips, and strategy to complete the objectives at hand. Players are given a set time limit to unveil the secret plot, which is hidden within the room. It's first originated in Japan and has since become a worldwide phenomenon, with games popping up all over the globe. An escape room, also known as an escape game, is a physical adventure game in which players solve a series of puzzles using clues, hints, and strategy to complete the objectives at hand. Players are given a set time limit to escape the room. Escape rooms are designed for small groups of people and require teamwork to win. Escape rooms are becoming increasingly popular in the United States. The museum at Eldridge Street is a hidden gem in New York City. Tucked away on the Lower East Side, this small museum tells the big story of Jewish immigration to America. The centerpiece of the museum is the stunning Eldridge Street Synagogue, built in 1887 by Polish and Russian Jewish immigrants. Today, the synagogue is a National Historic Landmark and a living testament to the American dream. The Eldridge Street is a National Historic Landmark located on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. The museum is dedicated to telling the story of Jewish immigrant life in New York City and the American experience through the lens of the Eldridge Street Synagogue. The synagogue was built in 1887 by German Jewish immigrants and is the oldest surviving synagogue building in New York City. The museum at Eldridge Street is a National Historic Landmark located on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. The museum is housed in a former synagogue that was built in 1887 by Jewish immigrants from Eastern Europe. The synagogue was designed by architect Henry Fernbach and is one of the finest examples of Moorish Revival architecture in the United States. The museum offers tours of the synagogue, exhibits on Jewish life in America, and educational programs for schoolchildren. The Guggenheim Museum is one of the most popular tourist destinations in New York City. Located on Fifth Avenue, the museum is home to a collection of modern and contemporary art. The museum was founded in 1939 by Solomon R. Guggenheim and his wife, Marguerite. The couple's initial goal was to start a museum to house their growing collection of art. It is a world-renowned art museum that was founded in 1937 by philanthropist Solomon R. Guggenheim and his wife, Irene. The museum is home to a collection of modern and contemporary art, including works by Pablo Picasso, Jackson Pollock, and Mark Rothko. The Guggenheim Museum has been described as one of the most important museums of the 20th century, and it continues to be a vital cultural institution today. The Guggenheim Museum is one of the most famous museums in the world. It is located in New York City and was founded in 1939 by Solomon R. Guggenheim. The museum is home to a collection of modern and contemporary art. It is also known for its unique architecture, which was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. The Museum of Modern Art in New York is one of the most influential museums of modern art in the world. The museum's collection includes some of the most famous and iconic artworks of the last century. The museum is also a major center for contemporary art, hosting exhibitions by some of the world's leading artists. Museums are a great source of inspiration and knowledge. They can teach us about different cultures, art styles, and periods in history. The Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, is one of the world's most famous museums. It is home to many famous works of art, including paintings by Vincent van Gogh, Pablo Picasso, and Andy Warhol. MoMA also has a large collection of modern and contemporary art. Modern Art in New York is one of the most famous museums in the world. It is home to many famous paintings and sculptures by artists such as Pablo Picasso and Vincent van Gogh. The museum also has a wide collection of films, photographs, and other media. Madison Square Garden is one of the most famous arenas in the world. It is the home of the New York Knicks, and has been host to some of the most memorable moments in NBA history. The Garden has also been host to many other events, including concerts and boxing matches. It is truly one of the most iconic venues in all of sports. It is one of the world's most famous arenas. It is located in New York City, and is home to the New York Knicks basketball team. The Garden has been host to many famous concerts and events throughout its history. It is truly one of New York's most iconic landmarks. Madison Square Garden, located in New York City, is a multi-purpose indoor arena used for sporting events, concerts, and other entertainment. The Garden opened in 1968 and is the oldest arena in the NHL. It is also the oldest arena in the NBA. The Garden has a capacity of 19,812 for basketball games and 20,000 for ice hockey games. The Museum of Natural History is one of the world's most famous museums. Located in New York City, the museum is home to more than 33 million specimens of animals, plants, minerals, fossils, and human cultural artifacts. The museum also houses one of the largest research libraries in the world. Founded in 1869, the Museum of Natural History has been a leader in scientific research and public education about the natural world. The museum is one of the world's most famous museums. Located in New York City, the museum houses over 33 million specimens from all over the world. The museum is home to famous dinosaur skeletons, as well as the Hope Diamond. The Museum of Natural History is a great place to learn about the natural world and our place in it. The museum is one of the world's most renowned scientific institutions. Founded in 1869, the museum has a rich history of exhibitions and research that has advanced our understanding of the natural world. The museum's collections span 4.5 billion years of Earth's history and include more than 33 million specimens from every continent. The Museum of Natural History is one of the most popular tourist destinations in New York City. The museum is home to more than 30 million specimens, including dinosaurs, rocks, and minerals. The museum also has a planetarium and a library. Visitors can learn about the history of the Earth and the universe, and see how humans have evolved over time. New Yorkers and tourists alike flock to Chelsea Market for its wide array of food options, unique shops, and charming atmosphere. The market, which is located in a former Nabisco factory, first opened its doors in the late 1990s and has since become a beloved destination for both locals and visitors. In addition to its food vendors and shops, Chelsea Market also houses a popular food hall, an event space, and a few television production studios. In the heart of New York City's meatpacking district lies Chelsea Market, a food lover's paradise. This historic market is home to some of the best food vendors in the city, as well as unique shops and boutiques. Visitors can find everything from fresh seafood to delicious baked goods, all under one roof. Whether you're looking to grab a quick bite or do some serious shopping, Market has something for everyone. In the heart of New York's meatpacking district sits Chelsea Market, a food hall, office building, and home to the headquarters of Major League Soccer. The 1.2 million square foot space was once the Nabisco factory that produced Oreo cookies. Today, it's a bustling marketplace with more than 35 vendors selling everything from fresh seafood to handcrafted jewelry. The High Line is a public park built on a historic freight rail line elevated above the streets on Manhattan's West Side. It is one of the most innovative and popular urban reclamation projects in the United States. The mile-and-a-half-long park has transformed an industrial relic into an urban oasis, connecting neighborhoods and providing much-needed green space for city dwellers. In the early 2000s, an abandoned elevated train track on Manhattan's West Side was transformed into the High Line, a public park. The High Line has become one of New York City's most popular attractions, drawing visitors from all over the world. The park has been credited with revitalizing the surrounding neighborhood and boosting the city's economy. The High Line is a 1.45-mile-long elevated linear park, greenway, and rail trail, created on a former New York Central Railroad spur on the west side of Manhattan in New York City. The line runs from the Meatpacking District to West 34th Street, where it connects to the Hudson Yards redevelopment project. It is owned by Friends of the High Line and maintained and operated by the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation. The Whitney Museum of American Art is a world-renowned institution located in New York City. Founded in 1931, it is dedicated to showcasing the best in American art from the 20th and 21st centuries. With a collection of over 22,000 works of art, the Whitney is one of the largest museums of its kind in the United States. The museum is also home to many groundbreaking exhibitions, which have helped to shape the art world as we know it today. It, located in New York City, is one of the world's leading museums of American art. Founded in 1931, the Whitney is known for its comprehensive collection of American art, from the colonial era to the present day. The Whitney's mission is to promote the understanding and appreciation of American art through exhibitions, education programs, and research initiatives. The Whitney Museum of American Art, founded in 1931, is a leading institution for contemporary art. The museum's collection includes more than 21,000 paintings, sculptures, drawings, prints, photographs, films, and artifacts of contemporary life. The Whitney is committed to presenting the most innovative and thought-provoking exhibitions of contemporary art. The museum also offers a variety of educational programs for all ages. Times Square is one of the world's most visited tourist attractions, drawing an estimated 50 million visitors annually. Times Square is also the site of the annual New Year's Eve ball drop, a tradition that dates back to 1907. The square is named for the New York Times, which has its headquarters in the Times Building, formerly the Astor Hotel. Times Square is also home to a number of iconic Broadway theaters, including the Walt Disney Theater and the TKTS discount booth. In the heart of New York City lies Times Square, one of the world's busiest pedestrian areas. It is a major commercial intersection and a neighborhood in Midtown Manhattan, extending from West 42nd to West 47th Streets. Bright lights, billboards, and advertisements cover the buildings, and it is also home to Broadway theaters, movie theaters, hotels, and other attractions. New York City is home to some of the most iconic landmarks in the world. One such landmark is Times Square. Times Square is a commercial area in Midtown Manhattan that is known for its bright lights and billboards. The area has been a major tourist destination for decades and is home to some of the city's most popular attractions, including Broadway theaters. The New York Aquarium is one of the world's largest and most well-known aquariums. Located in New York City, the aquarium is home to more than 8,000 animals and 500 species. The aquarium has been open since 1896 and is a popular tourist destination. The New York Aquarium is also a research center and works to conserve and protect marine life. The aquarium is a world-renowned attraction that has been entertaining and educating guests for over 100 years. The aquarium is home to over 14,000 animals representing more than 550 species. With over 1 million visitors each year, the aquarium is one of the most popular tourist destinations in New York City. The aquarium is also an important educational institution, teaching children and adults about the importance of conservation and protecting our oceans and waterways. Welcome to the New York Aquarium. Here you will find over 350 species of aquatic animals. We have something for everyone, from the smallest fish to the largest sharks. Our mission is to educate and inspire our visitors about the wonders of the underwater world. We hope you enjoy your visit. New York City is home to some of the most iconic shopping in the world, and Fifth Avenue is at the center of it all. Luxury retailers like Saks Fifth Avenue and Tiffany & Company have been drawing shoppers to the street for decades, but in recent years, more mainstream stores like H&M and Forever 21 have moved in. Whether you're looking to spend a lot or a little, Fifth Avenue has something for everyone. Fifth Avenue is one of the most famous streets in the city, and it is lined with luxury shops and high-end apartments. The average price per square foot on Fifth Avenue is $3,000, and the most expensive property on the street was sold for $88 million in 2014. Despite the high prices, Fifth Avenue is one of the most popular tourist destinations in New York City. In the heart of New York City beats Fifth Avenue. This street has been a symbol of luxury and wealth since the Gilded Age, when Fifth Avenue became known as the most fashionable street in the world. Today, Fifth Avenue is still one of the most expensive shopping streets in the world, with high-end stores like Tiffany & Company, Saks Fifth Avenue, and Bergdorf Goodman. The One World Observatory, located in New York City, is a world-class destination that offers stunning views of the city. Visitors can experience the sights and sounds of the city from above, and learn about its rich history and culture. The observatory also features interactive exhibits, educational programs, and a variety of dining options. The observatory is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. Located in Lower Manhattan, the observatory opened to the public on May 29, 2015. The building has 102 stories and is 1,776 feet tall. The views from the observatory are breathtaking. On a clear day, visitors can see up to 80 miles away. Observatory is a 3-story observation deck on the 100th, 1000th, and 1300th floors of One World Trade Center in Manhattan, New York City. The observatory spans the top 3 floors of the building with an indoor and outdoor observation deck on the 100th floor and an additional outdoor observation deck on the 1000th floor. The observatory is one of the most popular tourist attractions in New York City. Located in the heart of Manhattan, the observatory offers breathtaking views of the cityscape from 1,250 feet above street level. Visitors can enjoy panoramic views of the city skyline, the Hudson River, and even the Statue of Liberty from the observatory's 3 indoor decks and outdoor observation deck. The One World Observatory is a must-see for anyone visiting New York City. Broadway is a street in the U.S. state of New York. The street runs from West 143rd Street in Manhattan to Inwood, and is the home of many theaters, including the world-famous Radio City Music Hall. Broadway theater is some of the best in the world, and many famous actors and actresses got their start on the Great White Way. If you're looking for a night of entertainment, there's no better place than Broadway. It is a street in Lower Manhattan, New York City. It runs from West Street to the Battery, and speakers of English use the term to refer to the theater district surrounding it. The Great White Way is the name given to the section of Broadway which runs through Times Square. Broadway theater is considered some of the best in the world and has produced famous shows such as The Phantom of the Opera, Les Miserables, and Hamilton. The Empire State Building is a 102-story skyscraper located on Fifth Avenue between West 33rd and 34th Streets in Midtown, Manhattan, New York City. It has a roof height of 1,250 feet, 381 meters, and with its antenna spire included, it stands a total of 1,454 feet, 443 meters, tall. Its name is derived from the nickname for New York, the Empire State. State Building is a world-famous landmark in New York City. It was built in 1931 and is 1,454 feet tall. It has 102 floors and was the tallest building in the world until 1972. More than 4 million people visit the Empire State Building each year. The building is a 102-story skyscraper located on Fifth Avenue between West 33rd and 34th Streets in Midtown, Manhattan, New York City. It has a roof height of 1,250 feet, 380 meters, and with its antenna spire included, it stands a total of 1,454 feet, 443 meters, tall. Its name is derived from the nickname for New York, the Empire State. The Empire State Building is one of the most iconic buildings in New York City. The 102-story skyscraper was completed in 1931 and is 1,454 feet tall. It was the tallest building in the world until 1972 when the World Trade Center was built. The Empire State Building is a popular tourist destination with an observation deck on the 86th floor. Luna Park in Coney Island is one of the most popular amusement parks in New York City. The park first opened in 1903 and has been attracting visitors from all over ever since. Luna Park is home to a variety of rides, including some of the most iconic roller coasters in the country. In addition to rides, the park also has a number of arcade games, food stands, and other attractions. In the peak of the summer heat, there's no better place to escape the city and have some fun than Coney Island. And what better place to start than Luna Park? With its bright lights and vibrant colors, it's impossible not to have a good time. From the iconic Cyclone roller coaster to the historic Wonder Wheel, there's something for everyone at Luna Park. Coney Island is one of the oldest and most iconic amusement parks in the United States. The park first opened its doors in 1903 and has been entertaining visitors ever since. Today, Luna Park is home to more than 30 rides and attractions, making it one of the most popular tourist destinations in New York City. If you're looking for a fun-filled day out, be sure to check out Luna Park in Coney Island. New York City is home to some of the most iconic buildings in the world. One of these buildings is the Flatiron Building. The Flatiron Building was completed in 1902 and was one of the tallest buildings in New York City at the time. The building gets its name from its unique shape, which resembles a flatiron. The Flatiron Building is a popular tourist destination and has been featured in many movies and TV shows. The building, built in 1902, is a 22-story steel-frame triangular office building located at 175 Fifth Avenue in the borough of Manhattan, New York City. The building, which has been called one of the world's most iconic skyscrapers, is considered a groundbreaking structure for its time. The Flatiron Building, located at 175 Fifth Avenue in the borough of Manhattan, New York City, is considered to be one of the most iconic buildings in the city. The building was completed in 1902 and was designed by Daniel Burnham. The Flatiron Building is triangular in shape and stands 22 stories tall. The building gets its name from its resemblance to a flatiron, or ironing board. The Chrysler Building is a well-known landmark in New York City. It was completed in 1930 and is 1,046 feet tall. The building has 77 floors and is made of steel and brick. The design of the building is Art Deco. The Chrysler Building is a popular tourist destination. The building is an Art Deco-style skyscraper located in the Turtle Bay neighborhood of Manhattan, New York City, standing 1,046 feet, 319 meters, tall. It was the world's tallest building for 11 months before it was surpassed by the Empire State Building in 1931. It is still the tallest brick building in the world. The Chrysler Building is an Art Deco-style skyscraper located in the Turtle Bay neighborhood on the east side of Midtown Manhattan, New York City. Standing at 1,046 feet, 318.9 meters, it was the world's tallest building for 11 months before it was surpassed by the Empire State Building in 1931. It is the tallest brick building in the world with a steel frame. The Chrysler Building is an American cultural icon and has been featured in many films and television shows. St. Patrick's Cathedral, located in Midtown Manhattan, is the largest decorated neo-Gothic Catholic cathedral in North America. The cathedral, which opened its doors in 1879, is a National Historic Landmark and a prominent tourist destination in New York City. Visitors to the cathedral can explore the beautiful interiors, stained glass windows, and grandiose architecture. The cathedral also houses a museum and gift shop. Cathedral, located in New York City, is one of the most iconic churches in America. The massive Gothic Revival structure took over 20 years to build and was completed in 1878. The cathedral is home to many famous works of art and is a popular tourist destination. Visitors can tour the exterior and interior of the church and even climb to the top of the spire for breathtaking views of Manhattan. St. Patrick's Cathedral is the largest church in Ireland and the national cathedral of the Church of Ireland. Located in Dublin, it is the seat of the Archbishop of Dublin and Primate of Ireland. The cathedral was founded in 1191 and its construction took more than 60 years to complete. It is one of the most iconic features of the Dublin skyline and has been visited by millions of people from all over the world. The Queen's Museum is a world-renowned institution located in New York City. Founded in 1972, the museum is dedicated to art, history, and culture. With over 1.5 million objects in its collection, the Queen's Museum is one of the largest museums in the United States. The museum is also home to the world's largest collection of Tiffany glass. The Queen's Museum is a museum in New York City located in Queens. The museum is dedicated to the history, art, and culture of Queens. The museum houses a collection of over 1.5 million objects, including paintings, photographs, sculptures, and artifacts from Queens' past. The museum is also home to the world's largest scale model of New York City. The model was built for the 1964 World's Fair and covers over 990 square feet. The museum is a world-renowned museum located in New York City. The museum is home to a vast collection of art and artifacts from around the world. The Queen's Museum is also home to the famous panorama of the city of New York, which is a scale model of the city. The Queen's Museum is a must-see for anyone visiting New York City. A sightseeing cruise is a great way to see a city from a different perspective. You can sit back and relax while you take in the sights and sounds of the city. It's a great way to learn about the history and culture of a city. A sightseeing cruise is a great way to see a city from the water. You can relax and take in the sights as you float down the river or around the harbor. Many cruises include commentary from the captain or tour guide, so you can learn about the history and landmarks of the area. A cruise is a great way to spend an afternoon or evening, and you're sure to create lasting memories. Cruise is a great way to see a city from the water. You can relax and enjoy the views as you cruise down the river or around the harbor. Many cruises offer commentary from the captain or a guide, so you can learn about the history and architecture of the city as you go. Whether you're visiting a new city or rediscovering your own, a sightseeing cruise is a fun and unique way to explore. The New York Botanical Garden is one of the world's leading plant research and conservation organizations. Founded in 1891, it is located in the Bronx, New York City. The garden covers 250 acres and features 50 gardens and plant collections. The garden is also home to the world's largest herbarium, with over 7 million specimens. The New York Botanical Garden is a great place to learn about plants and their ecology. New York Botanical Garden is one of the world's preeminent centers for plant science and conservation, as well as an educational institution and cultural attraction. Founded in 1857 on land donated by rail magnate Collis P. Huntington, the garden is now a National Historic Landmark and a major attraction in the Bronx. With more than 1 million visitors each year, the garden is New York City's largest cultural institution and its premier botanical garden. Botanical Garden is a botanical garden and National Historic Landmark located in the borough of the Bronx, New York City. Founded in 1891 and opened to the public in 1900, it is today one of the greatest botanical gardens in the world. The 250-acre site contains some 50 different gardens and plant collections, including a 40-acre old-growth forest. The Museum of the Moving Image in Astoria, Queens is an American museum dedicated to the history and exploration of the visual media. The museum houses a vast collection of artifacts from the history of film, television, and video games. The Museum of the Moving Image is also home to a state-of-the-art theater, which regularly screens classic and contemporary films. The Museum of the Moving Image in New York City is a must-see for any film or television lover. The museum is dedicated to the history and art of the moving image, with exhibits on everything from early cameras to modern-day special effects. The Museum of the Moving Image is also home to a state-of-the-art theater, which screens classic and contemporary films. The Museum of the Moving Image in Astoria, Queens, is a living museum that preserves and promotes the history of film, television, and digital media. The museum is a public institution that is free and open to the public. The museum has a collection of over 130,000 artifacts, including objects, documents, images, and audio recordings. The museum also has a state-of-the-art theater that screens classic and contemporary films. A visit to the Museum of the Moving Image is a must for anyone interested in film and television history. The Central Park Zoo is a world-renowned facility that is home to over 600 different species of animals. The zoo opened its doors in 1864, making it one of the first zoos in the United States. Today, the zoo is one of the most popular tourist attractions in New York City, drawing in over 4 million visitors each year. The zoo is committed to education and conservation, and works tirelessly to protect and preserve the world's wildlife. The zoo is one of the most popular tourist destinations in New York City. Located in the heart of Manhattan, the zoo is home to more than 500 animals from all over the world. Visitors can see penguins, tigers, lions, and many other exotic animals up close. The zoo also has a children's petting zoo, where kids can interact with friendly animals like goats and sheep. The park is one of the busiest zoos in America. More than 2 million people visit the zoo every year. The zoo is home to more than 400 animals, including lions, tigers, and bears. The zoo also has a reptile house, a bird house, and an aquarium. The zoo is located in the heart of New York City, in Central Park. Central Park Zoo is one of the busiest zoos in the United States. Situated in the heart of New York City, the zoo attracts more than 3 million visitors each year. The zoo is home to more than 500 animals, including lions, tigers, bears, monkeys, and penguins. Central Park Zoo is also a popular destination for school field trips. The Frick Collection is a must-see for any art lover visiting New York City. Housed in a former private mansion on Fifth Avenue, the collection includes works by some of the most famous European artists, including Rembrandt, El Greco, and Goya. The intimate setting of the museum allows visitors to really appreciate the beauty of the artwork. The collection is one of the most comprehensive art collections in the United States. The museum is housed in a 6-story townhouse on Fifth Avenue in New York City. The collection includes paintings, sculpture, furniture, and other decorative objects from the 13th to the 19th centuries. The Frick Collection is particularly known for its paintings by 17th and 18th century European artists, including Rembrandt, Vermeer, Titian, and Goya. The Frick Collection is one of the world's preeminent art museums, located in New York City. The museum houses an impressive collection of paintings, sculpture, and furniture from the 13th to the 19th centuries. Highlights of the collection include works by European masters such as Rembrandt, Goya, and El Greco. The Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum is located in New York City and is dedicated to the history of maritime exploration, aviation, and spaceflight. The museum houses a number of unique exhibits, including the Space Shuttle Enterprise, a Concorde SST, and the USS Intrepid aircraft carrier. Visitors can also experience a simulated space mission, take a behind-the-scenes tour of the Enterprise, or take a ride on an inflatable slide. The Air and Space Museum in New York City is a must-see for anyone interested in American history and maritime heritage. The museum is located on the decommissioned aircraft carrier Intrepid, which served in World War II, the Cold War, and the Vietnam War. Visitors can explore the ship, see historic aircraft, and learn about the history of American maritime and military power. The Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum is a non-profit educational institution featuring the legendary aircraft carrier Intrepid, the Space Shuttle Enterprise, the world's fastest jets, and a guided missile submarine. A tour of the museum offers visitors a unique experience and an opportunity to learn about American history and heroic achievements in technology and science. Radio City Music Hall is an entertainment venue located in Rockefeller Center in New York City. The venue is home to the Radio City Christmas Spectacular, a holiday stage show that features the world-famous Rockets. The music hall has a long and storied history, having opened its doors in 1932. Today, the venue is a popular tourist destination, attracting over 2 million visitors each year. Radio City Music Hall is an entertainment venue located in New York City's Rockefeller Center. The Art Deco Theater opened in 1932 and has a seating capacity of over 6,000 people. It is home to the world-famous Radio City Rockets dance troupe and is the venue for the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The theater has hosted some of the biggest names in entertainment, including Ella Fitzgerald, Judy Garland, and the Beatles. The first paragraph of an article about Radio City Music Hall should briefly introduce the reader to the iconic venue. Radio City Music Hall is a concert hall in New York City's Rockefeller Center. The hall is best known as the home of the Rockets, the Precision Dance Company. The hall also hosts a variety of other events, including concerts, comedy shows, and film premieres. The American Kennel Club's Museum of the Dog is dedicated to the history and love of dogs. The museum contains a wide variety of dog-related artifacts, including paintings, sculptures, memorabilia, and more. The museum also offers a variety of educational programs and events for dog lovers of all ages. Whether you're a longtime dog owner or simply looking to learn more about these furry friends, the AKC Museum of the Dog is sure to have something for you. The American Kennel Club Museum of the Dog is a museum in New York City dedicated to the history and evolution of the dog. The museum houses a collection of over 5,000 objects, including paintings, sculptures, photographs, and artifacts. The museum is open to the public and offers a variety of educational programs. The Museum of the Dog is dedicated to the collection, preservation, and interpretation of the art, artifacts, and literature of the dog. The museum is located in St. Louis, Missouri, and houses a collection of over 3,000 objects that date back to antiquity. The museum's mission is to educate the public about the history and evolution of the dog, as well as to celebrate the bond between humans and dogs. The Staten Island Children's Museum is one of the most unique and interactive museums in New York City. The museum offers a variety of exhibits and programs that are designed to educate and entertain children of all ages. Visitors to the museum can explore the different exhibits, participate in hands-on activities, and take part in special events. The Staten Island Children's Museum is a great place to learn about the arts, sciences, and history. The Staten Island Children's Museum is a great place for kids to learn and have fun. With interactive exhibits and programs, the museum offers something for everyone. The museum is also a great place to host birthday parties and other events. The Children's Museum is dedicated to providing children with a hands-on experience that encourages them to learn about the world around them. The museum offers a variety of exhibits and programs that are designed to educate and entertain children. The museum is also a great place for families to spend time together. The museum is a place where children can learn and explore through play. The museum has exhibits on science, art, and culture, as well as a hands-on workshop where kids can make their own art. The museum also offers programs for families and schools. The Edge Observation Deck is one of the most popular tourist attractions in New York City. Located on the 100th floor of the Rockefeller Center, the deck offers stunning views of the cityscape. Visitors can see all of Manhattan from the deck, as well as the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. The Edge is a great place to take photos and enjoy the views of New York City. The Edge Observation Deck is one of the newest additions to the city skyline. Located on the 100th floor of the Hudson Yards building, it offers breathtaking 360-degree views of New York City. Visitors can see for miles in every direction, including iconic landmarks like the Empire State Building and Central Park. The deck is open year-round, and there is also a cafe and bar for visitors to enjoy. If you're looking for an unobstructed, 360-degree view of New York City, the Edge Observation Deck is the place to go. Located on the 100th floor of the Hudson Yards development on Manhattan's west side, the deck takes up the entire outdoor space of the building. On a clear day, you can see all 5 boroughs, as well as New Jersey and Connecticut. The National Lighthouse Museum is dedicated to preserving the history and heritage of lighthouses and lighthouse keepers. Located in Staten Island, New York, the museum features exhibits on the technological advances of lighthouse construction and operation, as well as the personal stories of those who lived and worked in these coastal sentinels. The museum is also home to the country's largest collection of vintage lighthouse lenses and equipment. The museum is dedicated to the preservation and interpretation of the nation's maritime heritage, with a special focus on the role of light stations in safe navigation. The museum is located in the St. George neighborhood of Staten Island, New York City. It is housed in what was once the United States Coast Guard station at Fort Wadsworth, which was decommissioned in 1994. The National Lighthouse Museum is dedicated to the preservation and interpretation of the nation's maritime heritage, with a special emphasis on the role of lighthouses. The museum is located in the historic Lighthouse District in St. George, Staten Island. The museum's collection includes over 10,000 objects related to the history of American lighthouses, life-saving stations, and Coast Guard. There are over 600 lighthouses in the United States, and each one has a unique story. The National Lighthouse Museum is dedicated to preserving the history and stories of these lighthouses. The museum is located in Staten Island, New York, and features exhibits on the history of lighthouses, their construction, and the people who lived and worked in them. The museum also offers tours of the nearby lighthouse, which is still active today.